Hey there folks, and welcome to this video, and this is the next in my growing list of pre-season predictions. This one is F1. F1 pre-season testing is underway, and I'm doing this prediction actually before I've done my preview for pre-season testing. So all we've seen is a couple of shakedowns and the F1 75 reveal. So let's talk about it. Here are my 25 predictions. We're going to be starting off by going through some broad predictions, then some championship predictions, then some random events, some driver changes, and ending off with some calendar predictions. Let's get this first group out the way quickly though. So I believe that at least two different teams will have both their drivers win races. I also believe that at least two of the top 8 drivers in the championship will not win races. And adding on to that, 2 of the top 10 in the championship will not even get a podium. I think at least 3 drivers will not score points. That's full-time, or even if we get people coming in partway through the season. And I think at least 1 team outside of the top 4 teams will get a podium. So what that could mean is, for example, Liam Lawson might not win a race and Kimi Antonelli might not win a race, but at the same time Fernando Alonso and, say, Lance Stroll might not get a podium, but Pierre Gasly would. I think those are all quite fair bets to have. In the next 5, I think no team will do the double of Drivers' and Constructors' Championships. I think the top 4 teams will be close together in points. They were 198 points apart last season. I think the bottom 6 will be more spread out in points. They were 90 points apart last season. I think the top 8 drivers will be close together. It was 285 points last season, the gap between Verstappen and Perez. I also think there will be a new World Drivers' Champion. That means no number 5 for Max Verstappen. And as much as it pains me, no number 8 for Sir Lewis Hamilton. Next, I believe at least 1 driver will get a penalty for swearing. I think at least 1 driver will also then get that second tier penalty for violating that code, an article of the sporting code. I think there'll be at least 22 drivers. That could be, say, including the now almost assumed Colapinto replacing Doohan. I think at least 1 driver will withdraw from a weekend due to crash damage, either to their own car or sort of Logan Sargent being forced out because Albon wrote off the car in Melbourne last year. I think at least 1 driver will drive for at least 2 teams, even if it's just for free practice. In terms of driver predictions for 2026, I think at least 1 full-time rookie in 2025 won't be on the 2026 grid. I think at least 4 teams will have an unchanged driver lineup. I then think at least 1 driver will leave their team mid-contract for 2026, even if they're sacked. So that could be, say, Lance Stroll does the move to WEC that lots of people are talking about, or say the fear that a lot of Lewis Hamilton fans have that he will walk away from the sport at the end of the season, even though he's only 1 year into his Ferrari deal. I then also think that Andretti will not sign an active F1 driver, and I think at least 1 previous driver who's not under contract for 2025 will be back for 2026. That could be, say, a Checo or Ricciardo at Andretti. Or a Zhou. That's looking the most likely. Which then leaves me with my final 5 predictions. I believe the calendar for next year will be at 25 plus races. I think that at least 1 more so-called historic venue, which means they've held races 5 or more times at this rate, will drop off of the calendar. I think Vegas will remain the early Saturday race because, well, last year I predicted we'd have more Saturday races and we went from, 3 to 1. I think a former F1 venue will return to the calendar. And I think there will be at least 1 new venue, either location or country, in addition to Madrid. I made that prediction about an announcement that would come for 26 in 2024. It didn't happen, but I'm going to double down with it. So those are my thoughts, those are my predictions. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching and joining, folks, and until next time, bye for now.